Good evening, everybody. I think I'm live, so let's crack on. It is 8 o'clock, of course. It is Sunday, the 28th of February, last day of the month. And you'll be pleased to know it's Nick's Sunday night quiz to keep you all entertained this evening. So already I've just had a quick word or a quick message from Mike saying it certainly has been a lovely day, because what a lovely day we've had. It's been basically wall-to-wall blue today, with virtually sunshine for the entire day, which was absolutely amazing, better than yesterday. And as a result, of course, my solar roof was performing at its best with the best of the year so far. 27 kilowatt hours was produced today. And if I tell everybody that we used, after a full Sunday lunch, dishwasher, what else have we had on today? Charged the car up. We've used 26 kilowatts, so we're actually a kilowatt up to the good today. So, but of course, it's all about the sun. So what a fantastic day it's been. Not only that, it's not been too bad in the sun. It's been quite cool out there, but we were sat in the back garden for a little while this afternoon in the sun, and it was beautiful. So I hope everybody's been out at least making the most of the fine weather over the weekend. Right, we've had Mike Yates join us first. So good evening, Mike. And now that was followed by Andrew and Jane Lewis from sunny Yelvertoft this afternoon, saying it has certainly been a great weekend. Well, I hope we managed to get out and do a little bit of walking, stretch the legs. Clive and Janet, the teasers, evening all. Smashing day up here as well. So fantastic to know. It's also been a great day up north. The boobies are ready and raring to go, says Faye. So good evening to the boobies. Martin Davis has also just joined us. Good evening from the Weak Linked. Well, Martin will be able to tell me what kind of production his solar roof has been giving him today. Been a great day here, Martin. I hope you've been doing as well, or yours has been doing as well. PRS have just joined us, so good evening to PRS. Hope all is well with you. And the Rugby Rotary Club have also just joined us, so good evening, Kevin. And our fellow Rotarians. Good night the other night, the horse racing night. When people got an idea of how Zoom worked, but never mind, it was good. It was all good fun. Jed and Tracy have also just joined us, so they're saying good evening to Jed and Tracy. So good evening to you. I hope you've had a fine weekend. And Squeaky Bob have also just signed in. So Ian Barker's just saying good evening. Good evening, Ian. Hope all is well with you. Definitely got one or two questions for you. First question actually of the night tonight is all you'll be pleased to know, but never mind. Chris Rowland's also just joined us. Good evening, Chris, and cheers to you. He says, hi, Nick, Chris and Mary from sunny St. Ives. So good evening to Chris and Mary. Great to see you. Ian, sounds good. You wait for the first question. We'll see. Right then, let me just quickly run over last week's results. We had a fantastic scoring last week, and in the end, it turned out to be a very tight competition, with the Quizzy Rascals always there or thereabouts, and PRS taking pole position with a fantastic 63 points apiece. Now, that was the standard which they set. They were so closely challenged by a split the difference on 62 points. And just behind them, we had the Teasers and John Hardwick. Oh, sorry, Hunwick on 61 points. So well played, John, and the Teasers, all very, very close. Then we had two other teams to say in the 60s. We had the Famous Five and Squeaky Bob, both managing 60. So I thought any team in the 60s last week did remarkably well. So it was 5 teams at least. Just behind them, we had Mick and Bev Roberts from sunny Bilton and the Rugby Rotary Club, both of which ended up on a very respectable 59 points. They managed to just pick the Ridgeways, who ended up on a fantastic 58.5 points. We then had Keith Mitchell and Debbie McCarthy on a fantastic 58 points, and they were hotly pursued by Don Quixote, who ended up with 57.5 points. Now, obviously, I can't tell you everybody's score, because I didn't write them all down for the starters, but never mind. Other than that, yes, it was a very, very close competition last week, and long may it continue. Now, at the moment, we have 47 teams logged on to do the quiz tonight. I'm sure that'll climb as we get a bit closer to time. We've got 10 minutes to go. So let's just see who else has already joined us. Dave and Ann Anderson from sunny. Let's hope it was sunny today, because it was only 2 weeks ago that it was freezing cold down in Essex, and they had probably most snow, certainly in the whole of England for a while. So great to see Dave and Ann Anderson joining us again tonight from sunny Essex. Lisa Lasky's also just joined us. She's saying, good afternoon, all team UK, USA here, checking in from a sunny, warm California, a pleasant 65 degrees here. Not quite sure what it managed here today, Lisa. Let's have a look. It's 20 odd in my house at the moment. Yeah, it's 22 degrees in my house, so 70 degrees in my house. I think we managed something like, what do you reckon we managed today? 10, 11 degrees outside, which equates to low 50s, I suppose. It was quite cold unless you're in the sun, and then it was absolutely fantastic. So great to see you, Lisa. Hope all is well with you. Keith Mitchell has also just joined us. Lovely day in Somerset. Two people on the seafront for simple exercise. Picnic on the beach gives it away. Well, there's nothing wrong with having the odd picnic, providing you are far away from people. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Talking of that, vaccination program seems to be going well. It's only been going now for, well, when did it start? End of April. So end of January. So I suppose we're about 6 weeks into the program now, the vaccination program. And the government are claiming that we've just now passed the 20 million point, which is not bad, approaching 1/3 of the population, which, to be fair, is fantastic going. And you'll be pleased to know that yours truly is booked in for his vaccination next Friday, along with the wife. So we're both disappearing off to have our vaccines done. God knows what we're going to have, but we'll see when we get there. So it's great to see Keith just joined us now. Then Graham and Jane Gifford have just joined us. They're saying good evening from Uppertoft. So Uppertoft reporting for duty. I presume it's been a decent day there. And Debbie McCarthy saying good evening from sunny Hill Morton. Good evening to you, Debbie. I hope you heard your name mentioned earlier in the results from last week. Fantastic 58. Let's see whether we can do any better this week. Pick and Mix are also here. Good evening, Pick and Mix. I expect you'll be pleased to see the pubs will be reopening soon. Not too soon by the looks of things, but if you're lucky, you might find a pub garden on the 12th of April or thereabouts. And if not, we'll all wait until sunny middle of May. That sounds about right when the temperatures are coming up. We'll all be looking forward to the 17th of May when eventually we can get back to the pubs reopening and see you all there, I hope. Right, Pinky and Perky are also saying good evening, so good evening to Diane. Let's hope all is well with you two, and raring to do the quiz tonight. Penny Graham's also just joined us from sunny Holland-on-Sea. Holland-on-Sea, again, in Essex, a fantastic place. I expect the weather's been very nice on the coast today. She said very sunny here too. Home Alone 6 have just joined us. Good evening all. Hope we're going to do well tonight. There or thereabouts last week. Fantastic scores as always. Home Alone 6 joined us. So let's hope you're all keeping well and raring to do battle. Right, we've got Don Quixote just joining us. He said Don Quixote signing in from Wolseley, Clapham and East Rugby. Well, they do like to get about a bit, don't they? So we've got Ian Anthony Jones saying Don Quixote are signing in from Wolseley, Clapham and East Rugby. Well, it's great, isn't it, when we can all Zoom each other and at least keep everybody entertained on a Sunday night when we'd either be sat there watching some drivel on television. Some nights have been quite good, but most of the time it's quite drivel. In fact, we were in last night. We were trying to figure out what to watch on a Saturday night. There isn't really a lot on there that interests me, but never mind. So we had to put a bit of Netflix on. What's that? Well, yeah, that was on Netflix, but other than that. What's this, Keith Mitchell? Read your COVID rules, Nick. Oh, I've read so many rules and they've changed so many times, Keith. I don't know. Mick and Bev are online. Good evening, Mick and Bev. Hope all is well with you too. And Robin's just saying, what's Robin saying? Where are you having your vaccinations? Having the vaccinations done? That's a good question. As far as I know, Robin, in the left arm, about here somewhere. I think that's where it's going to, but I'm not quite sure. We'll see. It could be this side, of course. Depends on which side they get me sat down and whether the nurse is on the right or the left-hand side. What? Oh, the wife says I'm being stupid. Yes, we're going at, where are we going to? Stoneleigh. We're going to Stoneleigh, apparently. It's the only option rugby have got at the moment, so we're off to Stoneleigh to have them done. Never mind. Chris Speaks just joined us. Good evening, Chris. He's saying good evening from sunny Newton. I did see your post on Facebook, Chris, and it looked fantastic. The spatchcock chicken, we had one exactly the same today. Well, not the same because it wasn't on the barbecue. We put ours in the oven, of course, like normal people do, but never mind. It was very nice all the same. So I hope you enjoyed your meal last night. Jill Pew's just joined us, saying hi everyone, rejoining after an internet-free week last week. A car hit the box of wires coming into Toft. Oh dear, 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 dear. Oh dear. That doesn't sound good, does it? If the whole village has been out, a Wi-Fi blackout. Dear God, that's not what you want in these days, is it? Never mind. Georgie Lambert's just joined us, so good evening, Georgie and Rory. Hello from New York, is they're saying. So good evening to you. Carol Green's also just joined us. Cornish Tyke, stunning weekend, lunch on the patio, 2 days running. Doesn't that sound good? Great to see Sarah and Rory. Roy just joined. Sorry, Sarah's just joining us from sunny Worcester with a gang. So I hope Russ and James and Joe are with you. Full team tonight, is it, Sarah? Keith's just saying hi to Keith and Glynis, of course, to Jill. Kew and Toft, they're two teams that are miles apart, but they just say hello to each other. What's Roy put? I better read that. I hear Errol Brown has left hot chocolate to pursue his newfound passion for cookery. Apparently it started with a quiche. I like that one, Roy. Started with a quiche. Do you want me to sing it or not? Clive Shaw, not Uranus. Let's hope not. Quizzy Rascals have just logged in. Good evening, Paula. I hope all is well. Now, as last week's joint winners, let's see whether we can go one better tonight with a clear score. Professor Quiz Witty has just joined us. Good evening, Professor Witty. Hope all is well with you. Can give us some tips on vaccinations. Definitely got to be one vaccination question in there tonight. You'll be praised to know, everybody, that Professor Quiz Witty has just joined us. So fantastic. I hope you're keeping well and great to see you on board. Robin's just said, I had the NHS letter and the NHS site offered me everywhere in the Midlands except anywhere near Rugby. Waiting for my doctors to contact me, having checked with them to make sure that they will. Yes, you wait for your doctors, you might wait for everybody. And yes, my wife had the letter and then tried booking an appointment and it came up with Coventry and Stoneleigh anyway, so never mind. What's Chris Speaker's just put, Nick, I visited a farm and saw a unique goat. My wife said I must be kidding. That's nearly as bad as Roy's. I think you two must trade jokes on the golf course when you can. Jill Pew's George is just saying hi to Keith and Glynis and Jane and Graham. Chris, when I said the lambs looked tasty, she said I was balmy. Oh, dear God. Gets worse, Chris. Right, so Jane's saying it's good to have you back online, Steve and Jill. So wait a minute, I don't understand this. Does this mean that half of Toft, Upper Toft, were with internet and Lower Toft were without internet? That would be interesting. Are there two boxes on the village, or is there just one box to serve the whole village? I don't know. You'll have to remind me of that one. Right then, quiz rounds tonight. Yes, well, I've written them down somewhere. I've written them in the wrong place, so wait a minute, I'll have to just bring them up for you all. So the rounds tonight, starting off, well, round number one, as normal, I use the initial letters of the word Sunday, 28, TH, Feb. So Sunday, 28th of Feb, Sunday the 28th of Feb. That gives you a possible 13 answers to round number one. Round number two tonight is a science and nature round. Nothing to get too worried about. It's a straightforward science and nature round. Round number three is a connection round, 2 sets of 4 questions, where question 5 and question 10 ask for a connection between the previous 4 answers. Round number 4 tonight is in the news. So something to do with the news over the last week or two. Pretty up to date, that. So hopefully you've been reading your newspapers. Round number 5 is entitled Chain Letters. Chain letters, this is where you take the last letter or the last 2 or the last 3 letters of the previous answer. And it's the first letter, the first 2 or the first 3 of the next one. Until we get to number 10, where it can be the last letter, is the first letter of number 1. You'll get the idea. It's the same as a trivia trial, but instead of just using one letter, we use multiple letters. Well, anywhere between 1 and 3. And then finally, of course, we've got some general trivia to see you all off at the end of the quiz. So some general trivia towards the end. So that will be round 6. Right, I might as well just resize that so that the quiz is actually on my screen whilst we talk. Right then, let's see who else have we got joining us. What's this? Right, wait a minute. So Chris Meads has joined us. He's saying, good evening, Nick and Lydia, drinking Brewdog Dead Pony. Excellent. That's an excellent drink. You can't go wrong with that. I'm still on my mystery beer. I'm not sure what it is, but never mind. Footy Fox 86 has just joined us. He's saying evening also. Evening, Footy Fox 86. Hope all is well with you. Keeping well. Michelle Gibbons has just said, good evening, Crick team. Charlie, Michelle and James all signing in. Hope everyone is well. Well, it's great to see you, James. Now you've turned 21. I hope you had a fantastic birthday. Was it last week or the week before? I can't remember. I think it was last week, but I hope you had a great birthday and great to see you taking part and helping the oldies out with the quiz, should we say. What's you put? I don't quite understand that fraud, so never mind. The Ridgeways have just joined us, so they've arrived and ready to do the quiz. Jane, what do you think? Why do you think we're up a Toft? Clearly, there was a division in Toft this week between those the haves and the have-nots. Sorry, Toft is a little village near Cambridge. It appears they have got a box at the top of the village and the bottom of the village, and a car ran into the box and knocked out the bottom of the village and knocked the top of the village. But anyway, what's Chris Peake just said? She did not fancy herding the cows. She was not in the mood. God, we got as it jokes about farming this week. Is it farming? When she was asked to bring in a horse, she said nay. Oh God, I get worse. Right, the famous five. I've just got us. Oh, Robert taps his watch. Robin, sorry, Robin. I didn't realise. Yes, I've gone over. It was because I was pronouncing all those things. Right, we have 80 people online at the moment, logged in from various parts of the world and or the country. Do remember, if you like the quiz tonight, to give me a like with the like button and or hit the subscribe button, which is Nick's YouTube channel, Pewey 1957. Right, let's crack on with the quiz. Question number one, are we ready? Eyes down, look in. All you teams got your beer ready and your... Come on, we haven't got all night. Well, we have actually. Yes, I know. I don't suppose a minute's going to make any difference. Right, starting with the letter S even. S for Sunday. Located at Punta Resi, on which Italian island would you find Palermo Airport? Palermo even, sorry. So located at Punta Resi, on which Italian island would you find Palermo Airport? Can't be that hard. Starts with the letter S, and it's some kind of Italian island. Right, question number two. Apart from English, this starts with the letter U, by the way. Apart from English, what is the official language of Pakistan? So apart from English, what is the official language of Pakistan? Sorry about that. Right then, question number three. This is a two-word answer. Starts with the letter N, starting with the letter N. Which actor appeared in famous films such as Gone in 60 Seconds, Face Off, and Ghost Rider? So which actor appeared in famous films such as Gone in 60 Seconds, Face Off, and Ghost Rider? It's a two-word answer. First word starting with the letter N. Or should I just say Christian name? George has just joined us. Good evening, George. Hope all is well with you. Question number four. The tallest of the three species, by what name is the one-humped Arabian camel better known? Well, it's probably not better known by that name. What's the alternative? I should have put what is the alternative name. So the tallest of the three species, by what name is the one-humped Arabian camel better known? Starts with the letter D. It's a one-word answer. Come on. Sure, we all know that one. Not too tricky. I've got to rattle through these because those people with the time have been timekeeping at me. It's not as if we've got to get home or get up early in the morning. Well, some of us have, of course, but never mind. Question number five, starting with the letter A. Which group with a palindromic name has the most UK hit singles in the 1970s? So which group with a palindromic name had the most UK hit singles in the 1970s? Squeaky Bubs just put, what do you call a camel with three humps? Humphrey. Oh dear God. That's dreadful. And as for Chris, Darren, no. Possibly. Question number 6. This was an interesting thing, a fact that I didn't know, but never mind. Listen to this one. In 1986, David, am I on the right one here, Liz? Starting with the letter Y makes this pretty easy, really. In 1986, David Attenborough took the decision as BBC controller after protracted discussions that what coloured balls should be introduced at Wimbledon as they could be seen better on coloured televisions. Isn't that an interesting fact? So in 1986, David Attenborough took the decision as BBC controller after protracted discussions that what coloured balls should be introduced at Wimbledon as they could be seen better on colour television. Lisa's just asking for question 4 again. Yeah, 4 is on there, Lisa. Have you not got it? You haven't got it either. I expect it's the word humped that is causing trouble with question number 4. The tallest of the 3 species, by what name is the one-humped Arabian camel better known? Now, it's on my screen, it's on Lydia's screen, but it's not on my wife's screen, nor is it on Lisa's screen. So your filters are clearly filled. Well, God knows. We don't know what filters filter things out, but never mind. Yeah, maybe we could change. You've got the idea. I can go over that one again if needs be. Need to go to live chat, said Mike. Try live chat. Doesn't seem to make any difference with the wives, but never mind. Robin said, no, I didn't have question 4 until I remembered to change top chat to live chat. Stuart's come up with a clever one there. Name a colour beginning with Y. Orange. Right, question number 7 begins with a number 2. It's a 2-digit answer. On what day of the year is St. George's Day traditionally held in England? I could have said elsewhere in the world, but in what day of the year is St. George's Day traditionally held in England? Leslie, I have to toss the odd freebie in for everybody, of course. She's changed to live chat. Thanks for the tip. I think the problem is some devices, it's not actually easy to change through to in live chat and top chat. What's that? Question number 8, starting with a number 8. It's a 2-digit answer. How many black and white keys in total would you find on a standard concert grand piano? I'm sure you all know that one. So how many black and white keys in total would you find on a standard concert grand piano? In fact, as it goes, it's on most pianos, to be fair. It doesn't have to be a concert grand. It just sounded a bit more grandiose, so to speak. Right, question number 9. Produced mainly in China and Taipei, rose puncheon with slight floral notes is what type of drink? So produced mainly in China and Taipei, rose puncheon with slight floral notes is what type of drink? Again, if I didn't give you a letter, that would be a bit tougher, but never mind. Chris has just said, I'm on live chat, still didn't show. Yeah. It could be something to do with Apple. Maybe it's the Apple algorithm. 2 people with Apple gear. The word humped has sorted them out. Question number, where are we? Oh, 10, starting with the letter H. The rest is silence are the final words of which Shakespearean character? Sorry. I don't know why I put that down. Sorry. I was looking for something else. The rest is silence are the final words of which Shakespearean character? Don't think too hard. Just stick a one-word answer down for that one. Right then, we go on to the last three in this round, starting F, E, and B, as in February. So starting with the letter F, in the United Kingdom, what is the most played Christmas song of the 21st century? So question number 11, in the United Kingdom, what is the most played Christmas song of the 21st century? Right then, let's move on swiftly to number 12. A little bit more culture in this question. Sure, we had this one a few months ago, but never mind, it's always worth the odd repeat. What's the surname of the classical composer born in Lower Broadheath, Worcestershire, who was appointed Master of the King's Music in 1924? Now, surely they can't stop that one coming on. So question 12 again, what was the surname of the classical composer born in Lower Broadheath, Worcestershire, who was appointed Master of the King's Music in 1924? And finally, in this dead easy first round, I hope we're all doing very well. Now, I don't need the manufacturer, I just need to know what they were talking about. What food items were advertised with the catchy advertising line, they're tasty, tasty, very, very tasty, they're very tasty. Do you like that? So what food items were advertised with the catchy advertising line, they're tasty, tasty, very, very tasty? But now, Robin, you didn't say anything. All I was doing was giving you a clue, clearly. We don't need the manufacturer, just what they were advertising. It's a two-word answer, starting, of course, with the letter B. Is any help? Wasn't beef burgers, but never mind. What, did I? Right. Well, I obviously forgotten I'd had that one, never mind. Right then, everybody, that's the end of round of one. Nice entertaining round, full of dubious trivia. In fact, the only thing that might be of interest was the fact that you now know that David Attenborough was the guy responsible for introducing those coloured balls, apparently. Probably not on his say-so, but he was the boss. So let's claim that was his claim to improving tennis. Right then, everybody, are we ready for some marking after round one? Let's see how many of us have scored 13 points in the first round. Right, located at Punta Raisi. On which island would you find Palermo Airport? That is in Sicily, of course. Number 2, apart from English, what's the official language of Pakistan? That was Urdu. Number 3, I was after the actor Nicolas Cage. Well done if you got that. Number 4, of course, is better known. The humped Arabian is better known as the dromedary. Number 5, it was ABBA. Number 6, I was after yellow, of course. Well, I know that was a bit of a giveaway, but never mind. Yellow balls, of course. St. George's Day is traditionally held on the 23rd of April. I could have made it trickier because it's held on different days in different countries of the world, but that wouldn't have helped you. Number 8, how many black and white keys in total would you find on the standard concert ground? That's 88 keys. Number 9, of course, rose puncheon is a type of tea. Number 10, it was Hamlet, who said, the rest is silence. Number 11, I was after Fairy Tale in New York, of course, by the Pogues. Apparently the most played Christmas song of the 21st century so far. Number 12, surname of that classical composer. It was Teddy Elgar, of course, Mr. Elgar. And finally, number 13 were bran flakes. They were advertised with that slogan, they're tasty, tasty, very, very tasty. So then, if you're bold enough to put all your scores in, let's have some scores in, and we'll see how we've all fared after this first round. So the Ridgeways start off. Anthony Ridgway's got his name down now. 12 points. We've got Squeaky Pop on 13 points. I don't think many people have dropped money today. We've got Jed and Tracy on 13. We've got Carol Green. She said it first for me. 13 out of 13. They taste like effing cardboard, said Stuart. Chris Rowland's on 11. We've got the Yorkies on 10. Split Difference on 13. Michelle's on 12. Got Home Alone 6 on 13. The Gidlands are on 12. We've got the Famous 5 on 13. Don Quixote's also on 13. Keith Mitchell's on 11. Mick Robertson's on 13. We've got the Teasers on 12. Professor Quizwit is on 12. All for round said Chris on 9. What happened there, Chris? Famous Soul is on 11 for the Booby Prize Girls. PRS are on 13. We've got the Wheat Links on 13. Sarah in the game from Worcester on 13. Paula Flynn and the Quizzy Rascals are on 12. Jill Pugh's on 11. Debbie McCarthy's on 12. Got Pinger Mix on 12. Penny Graham's on 11. Misha saying, I agree, said Misha. Mike Yates is on 12. We've got Harry, Julie, Ian, Annie's Butler Shouts on 12. Dave Anderson, Dave and Anna are on 12. Pinky and Perkin on 11. Footy Fox 86 are on 10. Team UK, USA on a fantastic 13. Rugby Rotary Club, they'll be a bit disappointed with the start there. A Rugby Rotary Club on 10 points to start them off. So there were one or two catch questions there. Never mind. It was an interesting round. I thought everyone was going to score 13 there. Never mind. One or two people have been ruining one or two close shaves there, or hit the post or whatever else. I know what it's like. When you're doing a quiz, you've got your brain thinking one way and perhaps the simple answer is the way forward. Right then, round number 2, Science and Nature. Who likes their Science and Nature? I know the wife hates Science and Nature, don't you? Oh, no, she doesn't mind it, apparently. So we will move on to round number 2, Science and Nature. Oh, it's geography she doesn't like. Oh, right. Who's missing this guy? Yeah, I've been married to her for 40 years. Yeah. In fact, it was funny today because I don't know what I was doing. I was at the sink and there was some music playing in the background. I turned to the wife and she said, I'd asked her a question about the music. And she turned around and she said, "You make me feel like a natural born woman." And I thought, what have I done? What have I done? Is that a compliment or what? And apparently it was the name of the track by Aretha Franklin, but I hadn't realised at the time. And I thought she was coming on to me after all these years, you know. I thought, blimey, O'Reilly, my luck's in tonight, but never mind. Then I forgot we got the quiz, of course. Sorry, enough of that. Enough of my. Yeah, it's all right. It's again, all right. Here we go then. What's this? I will save an enormous amount of time if you take it as read that every time you ask, shall I sing? The answer is no, says Robin. Well, that's why I didn't ask you, Robin. Right, here we go then. Question number 1, listen carefully. Round number 2. Derived from the ancient Greek word for universe and sailor. What name is commonly used to refer to a Russian space traveler? So derived from the ancient Greek words for universe and sailor, what name is commonly used to refer to a Russian space traveler? So Ian's put, Joe Biden's daughter is most well behaved. She is Laura Biden. Laura Biden. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, Laura Biden. I like that. Squeaky Pop can still do it while quizzing. And you see, PRS, of course, Robin's part of PRS, and the team have actually said, yes, sing. So there's obviously one of the members of a bit of an old curmudgeon, you know, doesn't like my singing or something. Never mind. Question number 2, having exceptionally soft and lanolin-free wool. Llamas are native to which continent? So having exceptionally soft and lanolin-free wool, llamas are native to which continent? What's Chris put? They're just round. Robin, 40 years. Gray's only got 30. You're right, Robin. It just round drove me to beer. Quintessential is how he's now being drunk. Oh, God, I don't quite understand that. No. Question number 3. Now, listen carefully to this. It's a bit tricky one you've got to work out. What symbol is used for the element number 74? Even though this letter isn't the name of this element. Sorry, isn't in the name of this element. And only appears twice in the periodic table. So what symbol is used for the element number 74, even though this letter isn't in the name of this element and only appears twice in the periodic table? It took a long time to word that one, you'll be pleased to know. Me and Lydia were mucking about with it, trying to make it sound better, weren't we, Lydia? It's probably easier if you read it, actually, and digest. So you're looking for a letter that only appears twice in the periodic table and then kind of hooking up with an element. Question number 4. In the human body, the olfactory nerve is the nerve that transmits information to the brain relating to which of the senses? So question 4, in the human body, the olfactory nerve is the nerve that transmits information to the brain relating to which of the senses? If there's any help, it's not the common sense, that is. Sorry about that. Well, it's great to see so many people taking part tonight. We've got 81 currently logged on, which is fantastic, with 25 likes. Do feel free to hit that like button if you're still liking the quiz. Of course, if you're not, don't worry about it. Right, question number 5. What did the initial letters in the name of the condition OCD stand for? So what do the initial letters in the name of the condition OCD stand for? I do know 1 or 2 people that used to suffer with this, or still do suffer with it. I'm not sure you actually ever get rid of it, but never mind. Question number 6. This is for all you people that do go on the internet plenty. What 3-digit number appears after HTTP in the name of the error message that indicates that a web server could not find what was requested? So what 3-digit number appears after HTTP in the name of the error message that indicates that a web server could not find what was requested? It's the only one that ever comes up, so why on earth it's a 3-digit number? I have no idea. What happened to the other thousands of numbers? No idea. Oh, I should have put this one in the news round, really, shouldn't I? Ironic, it should be CDO, because then it'd be in alphabetical order. Oh dear. Very clever, Robin. I like that. Question number 7. Listen carefully. This should have been in the news round. What is the name of the cat that has the official title of Chief Mouser to the Cabinet Office, with February 2021 marking the 10th anniversary since he left Battersea Cat's Home for 10 Downing Street? Drop the word anniversary, Liz. We don't put year anniversary. We don't need that. Oh, sorry. So question 7 again. What's the name of the cat that has the official title, the Chief Mouser to the Cabinet Office, with February 2021 marking the 10th year since he left Battersea Cat's Home for 10 Downing Street? Science and nature. Is it? Did I put science and nature? There's got to be a bit of nature in that somewhere. Yes, it's cat. It's nature, isn't it? All right, Dean. All right, I understand. You wanted a bit more in-depth science, but let's not go too far. Question number 8. What colour is the skin of a polar bear? I'll give you the choice this time. Is it white, pink, or black? So question 8, what colour is the skin of a polar bear? I'll give you the choice. Is it white, pink, or black? What's that squeaky pub? More pussies, please. I'm surprised that hasn't been banned already. We put pussy on the other week and it got banned, didn't we? Never mind. Probably the plural's all right, I suppose. Oh, my wife's just saying your remark, Squeaky Bob, hasn't come up on my wife's. Yes, there we have it. It must be the filter settings. Apple have set their filter settings very high. Question number 9. This is a bit more of a science question. If you added salt to water, do you raise or lower the water's boiling point? So question number 9 again. If you add salt to water, do you raise or lower the water's boiling point? That's a good science question, surely. I suppose I could have thrown in a few quarks like I did last week. That might have seemed a bit strange, I think, to some people. Right, question number 10. Which animal that was reintroduced to mainland Australia in 2020 was once called the satanic flesh lover? Close, but I was looking for an anagram of Sir Dates. It ended in disaster. Oh dear. Question number 10 again. Which animal that was reintroduced to mainland Australia in 2020 was once called the satanic flesh lover? That's a good title for any animal, isn't it? Satanic flesh lover. Right, there we have it. 10 general knowledge questions loosely based on science with a bit of nature thrown in there. Let's see how you've all fared with that little round. Robin's put, haven't you been married to the satanic flesh lover for 40 years? Now you're talking to me or the wife, Robin? Yeah, well, nearly 40 years, Rob, coming up soon. Right, here we go then. Science and nature. Let's do some marking derived from ancient Greek words for universe and sailor. I was after cosmonaut. A cosmonaut, of course, is a Russian space traveler. Number 2, llamas are native to South America. Well, apparently they did originate in North America originally, but they emigrated in what was called the Great Emigration or something. Number 3, the symbol that's used for element number 74, of course, that's W, which of course is the symbol for tungsten, and the only other element in the whole of the periodic table with the letter W is lawrencium. Lawrencium, of course, you all knew that, didn't you? Question number 4, the olfactory nerve, of course, is used to relate the sense of smell to the brain. Number 5, OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder, or compulsive obsessive disorder, if you want it in alphabetical order. Number 6, of course, if you get a request or your request is denied by the server, it's 404. 404 is the number. Number 7, it was Larry. Larry the cat. Well done if you got Larry. That was a tricky one. Number 8, what colour is the skin of a polar bear? Well, under that white surface, you will find his skin is actually black. Unless you're looking at it from the inside, and then it's probably more on a reddy colour. But never mind, I only gave the choice of white, pink or black. Black is what I wanted. If you add salt water, do you raise or lower the water's boiling point? You raise it, of course. And finally, number 10, I wanted the Tasmanian devil. A Tasmanian devil, which apparently was reintroduced to mainland Australia. I don't know why they actually reintroduced it, but obviously they've got good reason to do that. So that was number 10. So let's have some answers in. Harry, Julian, Ian, and his brother Shazzy was obviously very keen to get that one down with a 10 because he got a 10, so 22 points. Quizzy Rascals were also 10 on a 22. We got Sarah with a 22. Well played, Sarah. Russ, James, and Joe. Carol Green's on 22 points. Mike Yates on 21. The Week Leaks are on 21. We've got Michelle Gibbons on 20. Famous Father on 22. We've got PRS on 22. David Anderson on 20. Chris Rowlands on 16. The Ridgeways are on 19. Mick Robertson, Bever on 21. Jill Hughes on 20. The Giffords are on 20. Very close in tough tonight. Jed and Tracy are on 22 points. The Yorkies, Rory and Georgia, are on 19 points. Don Quixote, however, at the moment, they're leading 23 points. Professor Quiz Witty, that's a fantastic name. 20 points. Chris Peaks on 17. Keith Mitchell's on 19. We've got Pinky and Perky on 19. The teachers are on 21. 45 AG6 on 18 points. Split the difference 20. 3 points. Joint leaders at the moment. Pick and Mix are on 20. Got Home Alone 6 on 21. Rugby Roach Club have moved on to 18 points. Devin McCarthy 22. All correct on that round, she said. Big smile. Faye McSorley. Faye's on 20 points. What's that? Would you type the answers in, please? I think they've already been done, haven't they? Did you type the answers in, Liz? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. I haven't got them, actually. Yes, we will, Lisa. Don't worry. But you have put them in, haven't you? I don't think I've got them. So, no, I haven't got them. I haven't got the answers, to be fair. So that's a bit of a shame. It appears the chat is all but counteracting some, what's in there? Satanic, maybe? Black. Yeah, but you could just put a hyphen in between and try and but I'm sorry, Lisa. It appears that for some reason, number 1 was cosmonaut, number 2 was South America, number 3 was a W, number 4 was smell, number 5 obsessive compulsive disorder, number 6 was 404, number 7 was Larry, number 8 was black, number 9 you raise it, and finally number 10 the Tasmanian devil. Tasmanian devil. Can't see anything in there, would you, Liz? Maybe black. Put a hyphen in. Put a hyphen in there somewhere and see whether it comes out the other end. Right, a little bit awkward tonight with the. Oh yes, it's come up. It's come up. So the word black apparently is now banned from putting on some of the chat columns. So you can't seem to do anything these days without somebody being censoring you somewhere. The problem is it's all done on algorithms. There's not one person doing this. There's some computer doing it somewhere. Right then. We've got some great scores in there. It appears it's very, very close at the top. Penny Graham, she's got an 18 in there. And Lisa, yes, so thanks for reading them out again. It's come up this time, Lisa. I hope you can see it because I didn't have it either, which was very strange, but never mind. So the word black, apparently, we can no longer use the answers. You can, but we've got to put a hyphen in between or something like that. Dear God. Never mind. Right then. It was a bit like when I used to do a lot of trading on eBay. You could never put an email address in because it was just blank. So you had to write it without the @ sign in there. Then if you used the word dot, it realised it was an email address. So you had to come up with more deceitful ways of actually, yes, bar humbug. Here we go then. Right. Are we ready? Connections round. I'm going to ask you 4 general knowledge questions. Question number 5 is what is the connection between the previous 4 answers? And I expect Home Alone 6 to easily get this one. Here we go then. Question number 1. What brand of laundry detergent was advertised on the TV by tennis player Tim Henman, saying it gives championship whites for longer? God almighty. I don't know how the hell they got in like that, but never mind. Works for me. A nice satanic black shirt. Yes, well, that's not only that, it's got a dragon on it. Look, it could be a devil, couldn't it? So, question 1 again: what brand of laundry detergent was advertised on television by tennis player Tim Henman, saying it gives championship whites for longer? Question number 2: what type of rice is sometimes referred to as Thai fragrant rice? It's a 2-word answer ending with rice. So what type of rice is sometimes referred to as Thai fragrant rice? 2-word answer. Last word is rice. Martin's just put, don't like to mention it, but black day for English rugby yesterday. Now that works. Maybe we've got to use lowercase b for black. rather than uppercase. Maybe it was because it was capitalized. Right, question number 3. What is the scientific name given to the phenomenon known as the Northern Lights? It's something I've got to go and see before I snuff it, obviously. And I hope to, sooner or later, but never mind. So what is the scientific name given to the phenomenon known as the Northern Lights? I was out there doing a bit of stargazing last night, and the sky was absolutely beautiful. I took some photographs with my iPhone and actually got some very good photographs of the stars. Unfortunately, we are in a bit of a crap area. I've got too much light pollution around here, but never mind. Right, question number 4. Listen carefully. Found at the Great Cathedral of Notre Dame, Emmanuel, Gabriel, and Marie are all types of what? So question number 4, found at the Great Cathedral of Notre Dame, Emmanuel, Gabriel, and Marie are all types of what? But whether they're still there or not, I don't know. Obviously after the Great Fire the other year. And of course, question 5, what is the connection between the previous 4 answers? So you're looking for a connection between the previous 4 answers. I will just give you a minute to try and work that out. It's not a particularly tricky connection, I hope. But we'll see. Well, it's been a very nice day, as we've already mentioned. The weather's been great. It has been quite cold at night, though, I have to say, but we haven't had the heating on now for 3 days, so although we're doing very well on the electricity front, I hope you're all managing without having your heating on overnight. Right then, they were your first 4 questions with a possible connection. So I'm now going to ask you 4 more questions with another connection or a different connection between these. So here we go then. Question number 6. Question number 6 in this round. Created by Agatha Christie, what is the first name of the amateur detective known as Miss Marple? I'm sure we all know that one, surely. So created by Agatha Christie, what is the first name of the amateur detective, Miss Marple? Question number 7 is a bit tricky, this one. Me and Lydia were rewriting this numerous times to try and make sense of what the hell we were saying, but never mind, listen carefully. If you don't understand the question, you can read it. Of all the sports that Great Britain have won at least 10 Olympic gold medals, what is the only one in which they lead the all-time medal table? I think that kind of makes sense. So of all the sports that Great Britain have won at least 10 Olympic gold medals, such as swimming, for instance, or whatever, what is the only one in which they lead the all-time medal table? And that presumably is in the modern Olympic era, which of course everybody knows started in 1906, I think, in Athens, unless I'm mistaken, I don't know. But then they did have some very strange events in those early Olympic Games. Tug of war, horse jumping, the horse long jump. There was a good one. Right then, question number 8. Used to thicken sauces, a roux, that's R-O-U-X, is a mixture of fat, such as butter, and what else? Very simple. So used to thicken sauces, a roux is a mixture of fat, such as butter, and what else? Just a one-word answer. Pretty straightforward. Question number 9, this is an interesting one. Spoken by approximately only 10% of the population, what is the official language of Nigeria? So question number 9 again, spoken by approximately only 10% of the population, what is the official language of Nigeria? And of course, question number 10, what is the one-word connection between the previous 4 answers? So question 10, what is the one-word connection between the previous 4 answers? You're not literally off. What's that? My daughter is unplugging her phone. It appears she has been using my electricity in these dark hours, which is not what we should be doing. Not allowed to use electricity at this time of night. God, blimey. I won't be inviting her around again, never mind. Used enough cooking her lunch in the first place. Right then, I think we've probably had enough time, have we, to work that second connection out, or do you need a little bit more time? Do put quickly into the chat column if you need a little bit more time. I'm quite happy to give you another 30 seconds or a minute. In which case we can talk about the reopening of the pubs. Now then, the government seem to have got it in their heads that we can go into pub garden in the middle of April, but I'm not convinced that's a great idea myself, but it may be, we'll see. A little bit longer says Professor Quiz Witty. That's a great name, I like that. Oh dear. I'll give you a bit more time, Professor. It's nice to see we've got some stars taking part anyway, TV stars like Professor Quiz Witty taking part in the quiz tonight. Oh dear God. And it's also, well, thank you very much everybody for taking part anyway, because it is, it's been going on for a long time. We're on our 94th quiz, surprisingly, since last, when did we start? Last March. We've been doing 2 a week, one of course on a Sunday, which is very popular, and one on a Wednesday, which is nearly as popular, but not quite, if that makes any sense. But it's great to see so many people still taking part, still enjoying the quizzes. I'm still trying to find new questions all the time, which is difficult, and you will see the odd one creep in, obviously, that we've had before. I try and rephrase them or put them a little bit different, but we'll see. Right then, everybody, let us do some marking after those rounds. So basically, we have 4 general knowledge questions, followed by a connection, and then there was another 4 general knowledge questions, followed by a connection. So hopefully, Professor Quiz Witty and the rest of the gang that needed a little bit more time have managed to work out the connection. So here we go. Right, so that brand of laundry detergent advertised by Tim Hedman, God almighty, was in fact Ariel. Number 2, Thai fragrant rice is also known as jasmine rice. Jasmine rice. Number 3, of course, is the Aurora Borealis. The Aurora Borealis, better known as the Northern Lights. And number 4, the Great Cathedral of Notre Dame, Emmanuel, Gabriel, and Marie are all types of bells. They're bells in the belfries. And of course, the connection between the previous 4 answers were Disney princesses: Ariel in The Little Mermaid, Jasmine from Aladdin, Aurora from Sleeping Beauty, and Belle from Beauty and the Beast, even if it wasn't spelled correctly, but never mind. Right then, the second round of 4 questions, created by Agatha Christie. The first name of the amateur sleuth, of course, was Jane. It was Jane. Number 7, that was a tricky one. Of all sports that Great Britain have won at least 10 Olympic gold medals, what is the only one in which they lead the all-time medal table? Well, we are the champions in the world at sailing, apparently, sailing. Number 8, used to thicken sauces. A roux is a mixture of fat and flour, although we tend to use water and flour, I suppose, but never mind. Number 9, spoken by approximately only 10% of the population. What's the official language of Nigeria? That's English. surprisingly. And of course, the one word that connects the previous 4 answers is plain. Plain Jane, plain sailing, plain flower, and plain English. So well done if you worked that out. A little bit tricky, but let's hope you work that one out. Right then, everybody, after that round, and Lydia has managed to get the scores in tonight, the Yorkies, so Georgie and Rory, have moved on to a fantastic 29 points. What did I say? Questions? Oh, the scores, sorry. So let's get some scores in, see how we've all done. So the Yorkies have moved on to 29, Rugby Rose Club are on 28, Squeaky Bob on 29, the Ridgeways are on 29, Chris Beats on 27, Jed and Tracy are on 31, PRS are on 32. We've got Sarah, Russ, James and Joe on 31. We've got Dave and Jane Anderson on 30. We've got the Giffords on 29. We've got Stephen Jill Pugh on 29. Picker Mixer on 30. Chris Rowlands on 22. Mick and Bever on 29. The Teasers on 29. Keith Mitchell's on 28. Home Alone 6. Fantastic 31 points. However, they're pipped by Famous 5 on 32 points. Penny Graham's on 26. The Weak Links are on 30. Michelle, Charlie and James are on 30 points. We've got the Quizzy Rascals on 30 points. Carol Green, 31. Did not get playing. Oh, what a shame. Don Quixote on 32. Debbie McCarthy's on 31. Pinky and Perky on 24 points. Mike Yates has moved on to 28. Next slide, please. Professor Quizwitty's on 27. Frank Masola's on 28. Oh, Ian's going rubbish. 29 points. Never mind, Ian. A good attempt. Lisa Lassie, Team UK USA on 31 points. Footy Fox 86 on 26. And Split the Difference on 31 points. So, 31 points for Split the Difference and Team UK USA. 32 points, Don Quixote. Quizzy Rascals on 30. Michelle's on 30. Weak Links on 30. Famous 5, 32 points. Home Alone 6 on 31. We got Sarah and Russ and James and Joe on 31. Jed and Tracy on 31. And Pick and Mixer on 30. So if I've missed anybody out, don't worry about it. But anybody nearly on 30 or 31, it's very, very close still at the top there. So just keep trying, because in the news might sort a few out. As always, this might not be the easiest round in the world. Depends whether you've been reading your newspapers, of course. So 10 questions, general knowledge, all about the news in the last week or two. Let's see how many of you can get these right. So team to beat at the moment, we're on 32 points, I think. So nobody's far behind at the moment. So if you're anywhere in the high 20s, so 27, 28, 29, you're still well in with a chance of winning tonight. So here we go then. Question number 1. After being chosen to do so for the 2020 event before it was cancelled, James Newman has been reselected to represent the United Kingdom at which 2021 event? I will help you. It's a musical event. So after being chosen to do so for the 2020 event before it was cancelled, James Newman has been reselected to represent the UK at which 2021 event? Now, the one thing I am looking forward to in terms of festivals this year is hopefully we can get 1 or 2 beer festivals on the calendar. Normally, when's Cambridge Beer Festival? Normally May, isn't it? I don't think we're going to be able to go to the Cambridge Beer Festival because I think organising that's going to take too long. So May looks out of the question. It may be they might do a winter beer festival, I think. So we might be looking forward to doing a few beer festivals later in the year. So Birmingham later in the year, yeah. Question number 2. Listen carefully. This was in the news only a couple of days ago. The Supreme Court has ruled that WHO cannot return to the United Kingdom to pursue an appeal against the removal of her British citizenship. So the Supreme Court has ruled that WHO cannot return to the United Kingdom to pursue an appeal against the removal of her British citizenship. That particular thing's caused quite a lot of controversy. Now, do remember, if you're enjoying the quiz, even if you're not, give me a like. We're up to 31. I want to try and reach 40 tonight, so the more people who hit the like button, the better. And do feel free to subscribe to Pewee 1957 for advance warning of any quizzes that I might be doing. And talking of that, I am actually doing a sports quiz. I've been asked by Rugby Borough Football Club for their juniors to do a sports quiz next Friday night. So if you're up for a sports quiz, if you fancy, if you've not done enough on a Wednesday or a Sunday, you want to do a Friday as well, you're more than welcome. That's next Friday night. We're doing a sports quiz. I've already posted it on Facebook, but it's easy to find on my page. Right, question number 3. This was in the news today. Currently manufacturing COVID vaccines under license from many companies, including AstraZeneca, Pfizer, and Moderna. Which country is now producing the highest number of daily vaccines at its Serum Institute? So question number 3 again. Currently manufacturing COVID vaccines under license from many companies, including AstraZeneca, Pfizer, and Moderna. Which country is now producing the highest number of daily vaccines at its Serum Institute? It's an interesting one. Question number 4. This has been in the news this week. Well, last week, really, I suppose. Nicknamed Perry. What is the full name of the NASA rover that recently landed on Mars? A one-word answer I'm after. So nicknamed Perry, what is the name of the NASA rover that recently landed on Mars? It wasn't Opportunity or anything silly like that. One-word answer. Question number 5. You may have read of this guy's obituary. I think it was November of last year, which helps a little bit. So question number 5, the recently released film To Olivia, starring Hugh Bonneville as Roald Dahl, sees which recently deceased actor play the Archbishop of Canterbury in his final film role? Well, obviously it'll be his final film role because he's croaked it, so to speak. So the recently released film To Olivia, starring Hugh Bonneville as Roald Dahl, sees which recently deceased actor play the Archbishop of Canterbury in his final film role. Well, there's a good role to take part in. Question number 6. Not another one, here we go. The UK Supreme Court recently ruled that which company's drivers must be treated as workers with access to the minimum wage and paid holidays. Although this didn't seem to apply to all of them, just the people that had taken the case to court, but never mind. So the UK's Supreme Court recently ruled that which company's drivers must be treated as workers with access to the minimum wage and paid holidays. I do think this company are reviewing their policies as we speak. Obviously trying to dodge British law. Question number 7. This is one I actually watched and very impressive. People from an area of which city were still waiting to return to their homes today after an unexploded World War II bomb had been detonated in a controlled explosion. What's Robin Butt? Sorry, I've just gone off the bottom of the screen, Robin, all the chat. He's put, yeah, beer festivals. Nothing better than standing about drinking beer that hasn't been kept as its best while being jostled by real altoids. Oh dear, oh dear. Or paying exorbitant amounts at the crocodile burger van, the llama burger van, or whatever they put on. So question number 7 again. People from an area of which city are still waiting to return to their homes today after an unexploded World War II bomb had been detonated in a controlled explosion. Well worth watching. You can find that on the BBC website, I'm sure. You can actually watch it blow it up again. Never mind. Question number 8. Professor Watsels, a senior immunologist from which European country, has urged his government to change its unfounded opinion about the efficacy of the AstraZeneca vaccine in the over 65 age group. God, blimey, that's a bit of a mouthful, but never mind. So Professor Waltz, a senior immunologist from which European country, has urged his government to change its unfounded opinion about the efficacy of the AstraZeneca vaccine in the over 65 age group. I don't know how to pronounce his name really, but never mind, it was close. It wasn't too bad at this time of night. How are we doing? All you newspaper readers, I hope you're keeping up with all these. Question number 9, this was also in the news. In response to a proposed law that would make them pay for news content on their platforms, Facebook recently blocked users in which country from sharing or viewing news content? So question 9 again. In response to a proposed law that would make them pay for news content on their platforms, Facebook recently blocked users in which country from sharing or viewing news content? And fair enough, they don't make the news themselves. If it's shared, it's got to be copyrighted, surely. That, of course, is if it's not fake news, which most of these platforms seem to like giving us anyway. And finally, question number 10. Listen carefully to the beginning of this question. What is the more common name for the Secret Intelligence Service, whose boss, Richard Moore, recently apologised for a ban that lasted until 1991, where gay and lesbian people were not allowed to work for them? I put the word where twice, please. So question 10 again. What is the more common name for the Secret Intelligence Service, whose boss, Richard Moore, recently apologised for a ban that lasted until 1991, where gay and lesbian people were not allowed to work for them? Can't quite understand the logic in that one, but never mind. Right, there we have it. 10 general knowledge questions on the news. They're all gettable, those. You'll have definitely heard of all the answers, even if you haven't heard of all the questions, but never mind. It depends whether you read any newspapers or indeed Facebook, of course, because that's full of all the correct news that everybody wants to watch. It does surprise me that people actually take Facebook as de facto, if you know what I mean. It's surprising how many people out there. Right then, everybody, let's go through some answers to that round. I trust we're all done on the in the news round. It's one of those you either know them or not. So question number 1, starting off with that guy James Newman. He's been reselected to represent Great Britain, of course, in the Eurovision Song Contest. So well done with number 1. Number 2, the Supreme Court has ruled that who cannot return to the UK to pursue a case. That's Shamanim Begum, of course. Shamania Begum, yes. Number 3, they're currently manufacturing COVID vaccines under license. The highest number of daily vaccines produced in the world is in which country? That is in India, surprisingly, at the Serum Institute just outside Pune, which is very close to Mumbai, of course, everybody knows. Number 4, nicknamed Perry. The full name of the NASA rover is Perseverance. Number 5, I was after Geoffrey Palmer, whose last film role was the Archbishop of Canterbury, surprisingly. Number 6 was Uber, of course. Number 7, it was Exeter, that southern city, where the unexploded World War II bomb had to be detonated in a controlled explosion. Professor Volz, of course, a senior immunologist, was from Germany. It was Germany that he was trying to change their minds about the efficacy of the AstraZeneca vaccine. Number 9, in response to a proposed law change, it was Australia, of course, that were furious with Facebook for not paying fees due to journalists, apparently. And finally, the secret intelligence service, who Richard Moore is in charge of, is MI6. MI6 was what I was after. So MI5, I'm sorry, you got that wrong. So it's MI6 I wanted. So let's have some scores in after that. Very tricky and interesting in the news round. Now then, the thing is, what is the weather like tomorrow? I don't know. I haven't looked on my phone. Are we looking for another day of sunny weather? I'm not sure. Right, here we go. Scores are in. It appears that the Ridgeways have now moved on to 38 points. I'll put a quiz question in for you tonight, Anthony, so wait, listen. Martin Davis on 38, the Wheat Links. We've got the Quiz Rascals on 40. Sarah, Russ, James and Joe are on 37 points. Jen Tracy on 40. The Famous Five are on 40. Nick Roberts and Bever on 39. We've got Chris Rowland on 30. He's just gone off my screen. Bless my husband for watching G. Oh, what's that? The Givers are on 38 points. Well played, Graham and Jane. Georgie and Rory are on 36 points for the Yorkies. The Teasers have moved on to 39. Michelle, Charlie and James are on 37 points. Split the difference on 41. Squeaky Pop are on 38 points. Harry, Julian in his bottle of Shrouds, they added 8 to their score on 37 points. Professor Quiz Witty is on 36 points. I can't get over that now. David Anderson, 38 points. Home Loan 6, 38 points. Pinky and Poker on 41. Carol Green's moved on to 41 points. Well played, Carol. Penny Graham's on 35. Mike Yates on 37. Team UK USA, 40 points. Footy Fox 86 are on 32. Debbie McCarthy moved on to 39. Keith Mitchell's on 38. Faye's on 35. PRS 42 points. We live close to the site of the explosion on the campus at Exeter. Well played, you. Well, yeah, I should know that one then. Jill and Steve are on 37. We've got the Rugby Road Club on 37.5. Peckham Mixon moved on to 40. We've got Don Quizzotti on 41 points. So 41 points. We've got Lisa Ashk on 41. We've got Carol Green on 41. We've got Split Difference on 41. We've got the Famous Five on 40. Jen and Tracy on 40. The Quizzy Rascals on 40. Have we got any more scores coming in? Have we got anybody on 42? I missed somebody. I think 41 is the kind of leading score at the moment. So very well done if you're there or thereabouts. 41 points. In fact, anybody within just a few points of the lead there, you've got a very good chance because we've got 2 rounds left. Chain letters, followed by, of course, the general trivia at the end. What's this? Carol saying, my husband is a news buff, so was a big help on the last round. I remember Carol years ago when Storming Norman attacked what did he do? When the Americans were attacking Iraq at the time. I was laid up because I broke my collarbone or something. I was laid on the settee for 10 days watching the news, and of course it takes it in. And of course Saddam Hussein was launching all these Scud missiles at the Americans and the coalition forces. And the BBC had reported 5 minutes earlier that so many had been shot. And I knew exactly how many had been shot by the BBC News. And then they changed their tune, and all of a sudden it was a different amount. I said, no, they're wrong. And then it was corrected. So it's amazing if you watch and take it all in. You think, what the hell are they on about? They don't know half the time. Right, chain letters. Here we go then. Sorry to waffle on. 10 questions on general knowledge, where the last 1, 2, or 3 letters of each correct answer are the first 1, 2, or 3 letters of the next answer. So listen up carefully and I will explain it as we go along. So the last 1, 2, or 3 letters of the first answer are the first 1, 2, or 3 letters of the next answer. So question number 1, listen carefully. What brand of rum-based coconut-flavored liqueur is named after a beach city in Los Angeles County, California? So what brand of rum-based coconut-flavored liqueur is named after a beach city in Los Angeles County, California. It's a one-word answer. I'm sure it's been on most bar optics for a long, long time. Ours is probably still there. Might have to throw them all out after all this time. Right, take the last letter of that answer, or the last two or the last three letters of that answer, and it's the first letter, the first two or the first three of the next answer. So question number 2, the catchphrase, "What's up?" featured in a series of TV adverts in the late 1990s and early 2000s for what brand of beer? That's if you call it beer, I call it water. That may help. So the catchphrase, "What's up?" featured in a series of TV adverts in the late 1990s and early 2000s for what brand of beer? Again, a one-word answer I'm after. Do you remember that cocktail, sorry, that liqueur I was after? Take the last letter, the last two or the last three letters of that answer. It's the first two or the first three letters of the next answer. You're expecting a planet, were you, Martin? I haven't been able to come up with many Uranus jokes recently, but I will. You needn't worry. Cool, says Chris. Well, you're in the right area. You're in the right area, Chris. You can guess again. Right, then take the last letter, the last two, or the last three letters of that answer, and it's the first two, or the first three. And this is a bit trickier. In 2020, who became the first player in the Open era of tennis to win WTA singles titles in 4 different decades? Now, there's a tricky one. It's a 2-word answer after this one. So in 2020, who became the first player in the Open era of tennis to win WTA singles titles in 4 different decades? Decades even. I presume WTA stands for World Tennis Association singles titles. Very famous tennis player, obviously, to have won in 4 different decades. 2-word answer. I can't believe it's 4 decades. There you go. Right, take the last letter of that tennis player's surname, or the last 2 or the last 3. And it's the first letter, the first 2 or 3 of this one. Question number 4, which of the 7 deadly sins is defined as the desire for ease, even at the expense of doing the known will of God? That's the definition. So which of the 7 deadly sins is defined as the desire for ease, even at the expense of doing the known will of God? In other words, the will of sitting back and doing sod all, you know. That, to help you, is a one-word answer. Right, either take the last letter, the last 2 or the last 3 of that answer. It's the first letter, the first 2 or 3 of this answer. The lady doth protest too much, methinks, is a line from which William Shakespeare play? So question 5 again. The lady doth protest too much, methinks, is the line from which William Shakespeare play? I think it was actually, someone's going to correct me here, I think it was Gertrude that said that, but I'm not sure. I'm sure I saw it on the Chase only the other week. which is why I probably sound quite clever, but I don't know. Right, that Shakespeare play, which is a one-word answer to help you. Take the last letter, the last 2 or the last 3 of that one, and it is the first 1, 2 or 3 of the next answer. Question number 6, the northernmost station on the National Rail Network is in which Scottish town? So question 6 again, the northernmost station on the National Rail Network is in which Scottish town? Go on, Andrew, I'm expecting to get this. We went there the last day of our trip. trying to give my wife a clue there, because we cycled through it on our famous Land's End on a great trip. Right then, taking the last letter, the last two or three of that answer, which is a one-word answer, should give you a clue to this person's name. Question number 7. In 2020, which British singer and mother of 5 started a weekly podcast called Spinning Plates, in which she interviews working mothers? Oh, isn't that nice? So in 2020, which British singer and mother of 5 started a weekly podcast called Spinning Plates, in which she interviews working mothers? Come on, for all you that watch a lot of podcasts, sure you'll all heard of this person. Well, you'll have all heard of her, that's for sure, but never mind. Whether you got any idea of what the hell her name is a different matter, but never mind. To help you, question number 8, of course, you have to take here the last 1 letter, 2 letter, or 3 letters of her surname, and it's either the first, second, or third of this one. Question number 8. What name for a self-propelled explosive projectile that operates underwater comes from the name of a type of fish that is commonly known as the electric ray? That's a one-word answer. So what name for a self-propelled explosive projectile that operates underwater comes from the name of a type of fish that is commonly known as the electric ray? Right, take the last letter, last 2 or 3 of that one, and it's the first 1, 2 or 3 of this one. Question number 9, the first of 52 episodes of which well-known ITV series was broadcast in 2010 and was set the day after the sinking of the Titanic? So question number 9, the first of 52 episodes of which well-known ITV series were broadcast in 2010 and was set the day after the sinking of the Titanic. I do remember it. They're all sat in their deck chairs reading the paper, going on about the Titanic. That is a 2-word answer. 52 episodes. Good God. Can't believe that one. And finally, question number 10. What is the more common name used for the vegetable tuber known in North America as the sweet potato? That's a 1-word answer. So what is the more common name used for the vegetable tuber known in North America as the sweet potato? And of course, either the last letter, the last 2, or the last 3 will take you all the way back to number 1. Wasn't an easy round, maybe slipped up on 1 or 2, but hopefully everybody's managed to get all the way through that. Do remember, you should be looking at all your answers. There should be a connection between all of them in terms of 1, 2, or 3 letters which connect them at the beginning and the end of each of your answers. So that round was entitled Chain Letters. The last round tonight will be entitled a general trivia for everybody. Just a bit of general trivia to keep you all on your toes in these times. It's great to see so many teams taking part, because over these months, everybody's been honing their quizzing skills. So when you go to the pub next time, when it does actually open for a pub quiz, I'm hoping all of you are going to do really well. You think, well, I know that one from Nick's quizzes that he's been doing, all this time. So yeah, so if you let the brain go a bit cold, you can't remember all these things. But there's all sorts of quiz questions out there. Keep yourselves going during this lockdown, and hopefully, when we've all come out the other side, you'll be able to get down a pub and enjoy a pub quiz and win it. Right then, let's go through some answers. Do we need any longer, or are we happy? You need some. I think there's a few yeses being shouted out. Do you need a little bit longer with this round to try and work out the connections between each of the answers? Just feel free to put it on the chat column. I will give you a little bit longer whilst you're trying to work this one out. Chris has said yes, they're struggling. No, they're not struggling, but they need to work it out. So I'm not quite sure what this quote that the wife said to me earlier, that was to make me feel like a natural born woman, was all about, but never mind. Obviously, now that I'm nearly at my record number of likes, do feel free, 35 likes tonight. If I can pass, I think it's 41 is my record, so do feel free. If you haven't hit the like button, do feel free to just hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything, of course. You can, of course, give me a dislike if you found the quiz a right pain in the ass, but never mind. We're up to 36. Come on, I only need 5 more to just beat the record, so do feel free to hit the like button on your screen. We've had over 82 people taking part tonight, although there's 74 currently online. Well, it's been going up and down a bit, so I do wonder whether it's the internet that's causing the problem. Oh, we're up to 38. Come on, everybody. 38, 41 to beat. That's all I need. Just hit the like button if you haven't already liked it. Never mind. Right, Keith saying, Nick, don't look at the gift horse. Right, okay, Keith. We'll leave the proverbs until the next round, of course, Keith. So never mind. Right then, everybody. Are we ready? Are we ready, everybody? Are we ready for some answers? Here we go then. Chain letters, the brand of rum I was after, a rum-based cocktail, coconut flavoured liqueur, sorry. Of course, it was Malibu. Malibu in that white bottle. That gave you the BU, of course, for that rather strange beer. They call it beer. It's more like water. It's Budweiser. I did know one very good quizzer that drank Budweiser all the time. I have no idea why, but he did. That gave you the, of course, the S or the SER for Serena Williams, which has actually won 4 different decades. That is fantastic. I can't believe that, actually. I didn't think she was that old. Number 4, of course, that deadly sin was sloth. Sloth. That gave you the H for Hamlet. The lady doth protest too much, methinks, came from Hamlet. That in turn gave you the T for that northernmost town on the National Rail Network, which of course is Thurso. Thurso, it's right on the north coast. I think the founder of the Boys Brigade, he came from Thurso. I can't remember what his name was, but somebody's going to tell me, especially the Ridgeways. I can't remember, but he definitely came from Thurso. Number 7 was Sophie Ellis Bextor. Sophie Ellis Bextor, well done if you got that. That gave you the TOR for the torpedo, which in turn gave you the DO for Downton Abbey. Now that ITV series. And that in turn gave you the Y for the Yam. And that, of course, took you all the way back to number 1, which, of course, was Malibu. So well done if you work those out. So let's have some scores in. See how I've done. Lydia's just put the scores in there. Clive's just said it's not sloth, it's pro-inactive. Well, it could be pro-inactive. Professionally inactive. Oh, dear. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in. See how we've all fared after that and before we go into the last round. See how we go on. So, Squeaky Bob on 36. We've got the Rugby Roach Club and moved on to a very respectable 47.5. We've got the Pleasure Rascals, however, 50 points, as have the Famous Five also moved on to 50 points. Well played, John and Hillary and the gang. Dave Allison's on 47. Dave and Jane, we've got PRS 52 points. They could be in the lead at this stage. Anthony Ridgway's on 46. Well, that's the Ridgways generally. The Givers are on 48. We've got Chris Rowlands on 39. Keith Mitchell's on 47. The Teasers, 49 points. We've got Sarah, Russ, Joe and James on 47. Mike Yes on 44. Michelle, Charlie and James are on 47 points. We've got the Weak Links on 45. Jed and Tracer on 50 points. Split the Difference on 51. Pick a Mix on 50. We've got Mick Roberts on 49. Don Quixote, 51 points. Home Alone 6 on 47. We've got Carol Green on 50. Pinky and Perky on 40. We've got Georgie Lambert and the Yorkies. Georgie and Rory on 45. Debbie McCarthy's on 48 points. Well played, Debbie. Lisa Laskin, Team USA, UK on 49. We've got Harry, Julie, Ian and his bottle of Shiraz. They've added 9 to their score. They're now on 46 points. Footy Fox, 86 on 39 points. Professor Quiz Witty, 43 points. He's saying, I'm very tired. That's fair enough. Time for bed, he says. Sorry, I mean 45, said Squeaky Bob. What did you put in the first part? I don't know. Sorry. Apparently, she's put 36. Apparently, she's on 45. So much better score indeed. Right then, we've got a number of teams on 50. We've got 2 teams on 51, and we've got 1 team, PRS, out of the lead on 52 points. So come on, we're going to catch PRS up, everybody. Last round tonight is entitled General Trivia. It is pretty much straightforward city trivia. Some of these might appear a bit rude, but they're not. So here we go. Question number 1. There's a good old pub game. Here we go. In what popular pub game would you score an extra point called 1 for his knob? So in what popular pub game would you score an extra point called 1 for his knob? That's spelt N-O-B, just in case you're asking. Question number 2 is a good old proverb. Complete the old proverb. The road to hell is paved with what? And don't put gold, because it's not gold. So complete the old proverb. The road to hell is paved with what? Come on, Anthony Ridgway. Number 3. Should know this one. With an estimated 3.9 million people taking part worldwide, which activity would you associate with the terms basket toss, spankies, and facials? Don't know whether we'll be able to put that one on, but never mind. So with an estimated 3.9 million people taking part worldwide, which activity would you associate with the terms basket toss, spankies, and facials? Does it come up? Yeah, I didn't think that would have come up by any standards, but never mind. Might sound a bit rude, but it's not. And terms used in this activity, of course. Question number 4. This is a bit tricky. With each one representing a borough of London, how many passenger capsules are there on the London Eye? It's something we've been on a long time ago, but I know there are a lot of them, but as for counting them, no idea. So with each one representing a borough of London, how many passenger capsules are there on the London Eye? That's a stupid quiz question, and that's just daft, really, but never mind. If that wasn't daft enough, question number 5. No, this isn't very daft. Should know this one. So, in what decade of the 20th century were Bonnie and Clyde ambushed and killed by police near Gisborne, Louisiana? So, in what decade of the 20th century were Bonnie and Clyde ambushed and killed by police near Gippsland, Louisiana? So, I only need the decade, and obviously it's the decade of the 20th century. Question number 6 is a nursery rhyme. This dates from the 17th century. 1604 or something, but never mind. What is the last line in the old nursery rhyme that starts, if all the world were paper and all the sea were ink, if all the trees were bread and cheese? So what's the last line of that? So what is the last line in the old nursery rhyme that starts, if all the world were paper and all the sea were ink, if all the trees were bread and cheese? What comes next? Question number 7 is one that all rugbyans should know. It's just now those that come from America and wherever else, but never mind. This is an interesting fact. What was the name of the first captain of the ill-fated ship RMS Titanic, who was born in Rugby in 1861? I just need his name. So what was the name of the first captain of the ill-fated ship RMS Titanic, who was born in Rugby in 1861? That's Rugby, Warwickshire, where I live, of course. Very interesting question, that one. It's only interesting if you know the answer, of course, but never mind. Question number 8. We've got 3 to go, so here we go. Which British supermarket became the first to sell flavoured insects when it released its tasty line of smoky, barbecued, crunchy roast crickets? So which British supermarket became the first to sell flavoured insects when it released its tasty line of smoky, barbecued, crunchy roast crickets? They sound most delicious, I have to say. But I suppose a cricket's not much different. As I was saying to the wife the other day about something, well, I can't remember what we were talking about, but I was saying, you know, you eat things like prawns, you know, and you look at them and would you really eat them? No different than crickets or caterpillars, I suppose. And the same things, really. Tasty on the inside, that's what it's all about. Question number 9, here we are, penultimate question tonight, please. The lost generation was the social generation group that came of age during which World War? You've only got a choice of 2. So question number 9, the lost generation was the social generation group that came of age during which World War? Of course, all these days we have Generation X and baby boomers, like me and my wife. Apparently we were baby boomers. I don't know why. And finally, question number 10. Finish the quiz off tonight so that I can have so that we can sit and watch the television. Not as much on, and probably have a few sarnies before we go to bed. Question number 10. Alan Jones once forgot the words to which famous Andrew Lloyd Webber song while singing at the Royal Variety Performance? So question number 10. Alan Jones once forgot the words to which famous Andrew Lloyd Webber song while singing at the Royal Variety Performance. It's quite true. God knows what happened. He probably made it up as he went along. Sounds a bit like me, but never mind. Penny Graham put last round 42. What's that? Kicked out again. Said untrustworthy site. Oh, dear. Penny, you're still with us then? You'll have to quickly put it in there if you're still with us. We'll get you off the side. God no. Now then, everybody, I did say to you all, I'm up to 40 likes tonight. I only need 41 to break the whole record. So, are you back? Ah, Penny's back on again. Good. I only need 41 likes. So, anybody that hasn't liked me tonight, just hit the like button. We'll see what they. Ah, thank you very much. We're up to 41. That's it. That's all I need. Fine, that's still only. What's that? That has just equaled my record. I need one more to break the record. Surely, one more like anybody. Doesn't matter. Just hit the button. All right, we've only got 41 people taking part. Either that or the rest of you don't really like it. I'm 42. Thank you very much. Whoever pressed that button, that's an extra point. Just put it down here. The last person to enter a like gets an extra point tonight. Don't tell me it's PRS, surely. No, it could have been. Right then, everybody, let's do some marking after that round. There were 10 general knowledge questions. Let's put you all out your misery in that last round. See how you've done. They were fairly straightforward, bit of fun in the end there. So here we go. What popular pub game would you score an extra point called One for His Knob? Well, I'm sure it was me, said Debbie. Right, quick, give yourself another point, Debbie. Everybody else is saying, it was me. I remember the sketch, wasn't it Monty Python, when they were on the cross and he was saying, who said that? It was me. And they all put their hands up together. But never mind, you give yourself an extra point, Debbie. In what popular pub game would you score an extra point for one for his knob? That was cribbage. Complete the old proverb, the road to hell is paved with what? That is good intentions, of course. Number 3, we were after, with an estimated 3.9 million people taking part worldwide. Which activity would you associate with the terms basket toss, spankies, and facials? Apparently that is cheerleading. Facials are expressions that the cheerleaders do. Spankings apparently is something to do with their underwear. And basket toss is something to do with some kind of tossing. Right. Question number 4. I was after 32. There are 32 capsules on the London Eye, apparently. Number 5, Bonnie and Clyde were ambushed in the 1930s, 1934. Number 6, what is the last line of the old nursery rhyme that starts, if all the world were paper, all the sea was ink, if all the trees were bread and cheese, what should we have to drink? So the last line is, what should we have to drink, or something close. Give yourself half point if you got it close. Number 7, what was the name of the first captain of the ill-fated RMS Titanic, who was born in Rugby? That was Captain Herbert Haddock. He actually oversaw the launch of the Titanic and the initial sea trials. But unfortunately, Captain John Smith, of course, who was famous for sinking the Titanic, he was such a big head that he decided he was going to take the reins and take the Titanic off him. So he did. Anyway, that's fine. Question number 8, which British supermarket became the first to sell flavoured insects? That was Sainsbury's with their barbecued crunchy roast crickets. Number 9, the Lost Generation, of course, were regarded as being between 1880 and 1900. It was World War I when they came of age. And finally, number 10, Alan Jones once forgot the words to which famous Andrew Lloyd Webber song while singing at the Royal Variety Performance. That was the song called Memory. It's got to be, hasn't it? Memory. What's that? Robin saying we all know what facials are, Nick. Oh, thank you. That's fine. I'm Spartacus. No, he's Spartacus. There's Spartacus. Well done, Chris. Exactly the same as... no, it was him. Oh, dear. Oh, we're coming to... Anyway, right, let's have some scores in, say how you've all fared. It's been a good quiz tonight. We've had some great teams taking part tonight. Carol Green has amassed a fantastic 60 points. Well played, Carol. Jen and Tracy, 58. That's a fantastic score as well. Well played. Our friends from Worcester, Sarah, Russ, James and Joe, 52.5 points. You can't go wrong with that. The Weak Links, 52 points. Well played. Martin and Tina and the gang. PRS end up with 60 points. They've dropped a couple there. Well played, PRS. Squeaky Bob end up on 53. Famous 5, 56 points. Keith Mitchell on 52 points. Well played, Keith, and thanks for taking part. Faye, 45 for the pair of us. The Booper Prize Girls, fantastic, 45 points. Jane and Graham Gifford on 55 points. Have they beaten the pews? We'll see. Chris Rowland on 43. Well played, Chris. And Footy Fox 86 also on 43 points. Devin McCarthy has ended up on 60 points. Well played, Debbie. Ian, Harry Julian and his bottle of Shiraz, they added 10 to their score, ended up on 56. Well played them. The Rugby Rotary Club, Kevin Keane on 54.5 points. A little disappointing, but however, a fantastic score all the same. Well played them. Pick a Mix on 57. Well played, Pick a Mix. We've got, it's just gone off the screen. Where have they gone? Ooh, Pick a Mix. Where are you gone? Sorry. Pick a Mix on 57. And Anderson on 54. Paula Flynn and the Quizzy Rascals, 60 points. Well played them. Deborah McCarthy saying, sorry, 59. Oh, what a shame. Mick Roberts ends up on 58. Ridgeway's 51. I hope you got that one, Anthony. We got PRS correction on 59 points. Jill Pugh, 53. Georgia and Rory on 49 points. Penny Graham, needn't have bothered with that round 140. What's that? I don't know. Michelle, 52. Learnt a lot tonight. Well, maybe learnt one or two things, and about a lot. Home Alone 6 is 54. Pinky and Perky, well played, Home Alone 6. Pinky and Perky end up with 43. Clive Janet, the Teasers, end up with 56. Captain Haddock, sounds fishy to us. Well, it does. That's a fantastic answer, isn't it? I'm sorry about that one. It was a bit rugby-based, I have to say. Mike Yates on 46. Professor Quiz Whitting, 46 points. Don Quizzotti end up with 57. Well played them. Any more scores in? No. Right then, let's have some. Oh, and split the difference on 59 points. So it appears we've got one or two teams on 60 points tonight. We've got the Quizzy Rascals, end up on 60 points. Well played them. Debbie McCarthy, 60 points. Well played, Debbie. We have PRS on 60 points. Well played, PRS. We have Carol Green on 60 points. So it's so close tonight. It appears we've got 4 teams in the winning position. If anybody else likes to stake their claim now, so having 60 points. Other than that, we have a number on 59, 58, 57. All PRS have corrected to 59 points. So they don't want to claim the. And Debbie McCarthy's also said 59 points there. Looks like it could be the Quizzy Rascals and Carol Green. So Carol Green and the Quizzy Rascals both on 60 points tonight, with the others claiming they didn't get 60 points on 59. So very well played, everybody. And thanks very much for adjusting your scores. We'll look forward to seeing some of you on Wednesday night to come and join us for another 6 rounds of Silly Trivia. And if you can't join us on Wednesday night, there's also Friday night, which I'm doing a bit of a sports quiz. Not that I'm very good at sports, so it'll be just kind of random trivia that you might know or not know, like how many Olympiads there have been in the last century or whatever else. And if not, do come and join us next Sunday night. We've enjoyed seeing all of you. So it's good night from me, and it's good night from Lydia. And we'll see you next Sunday night. So thanks, everybody, for taking part. It's been fantastic. We've got more likes tonight and more people taking part than ever. So good night, everybody, and we'll see you another week. Cheers.